Poptent is a social network for commercial videographers like maybe you. We've got a network of 30,000 videographers who make spots for these brands, and they get purchased for $7,500 to $10,000 each. The ad agency or the brand has an idea they want to get across. What we can do is connect them to people with lots of different ideas, so you get a really diverse approach, more than just like 5-6 people in a room. Sure, they're professionals, but what about 30,000 people talking about your brand and what it means to them and how they can interpret the messages that you want to get across. We also can get things done a lot quicker than most ad agencies. Ad agencies have a lot of ramp-up time for getting creative made. Poptent's been around since October of 2008. Time flies. We've done over 125 video assignments with different brands around the world. We are probably going to be launching a lot more in the next couple of weeks. I think this is a really interesting time in history where people can buy inexpensive video cameras that shoot incredibly beautiful cinematic HD, and they're looking for opportunities to build their demo reel and an opportunity to show that they can do professional brand work and take their careers to the next level. There's lots of different kinds of video contests out there. There's the kind of video contest that the actual video contest itself is the advertising, and you can see like that in the Doritos halftime Super Bowl thing that they did, which is really cool, and they get a lot of participation in it. But that costs them millions and millions of dollars to put on, not to mention like actually running the ads on the Super Bowl. We give the opportunity to the brands to actually pick media that they want to run. And so it's not really about the contest or the assignment, it's really about the media that they get for their particular campaign. They can actually purchase multiple videos from a particular assignment, which is really cool. So they might buy 2, see that they perform really well, and then come buy 2 more. We just had that with the Trident Layers assignment. We sold 2 originally, they came back and bought another one, and then they came back and bought 2 more. So actually, instead of just having 1 winner, there was actually 5. The videos that get uploaded to Poptent are actually owned by the brand, but they can't be used until they pay the creator. I think a lot of people get annoyed that they made a video and then they didn't get purchased. It's like, well, now I want to put it on YouTube. Well, unfortunately, in a world of like branding and trademarking and all this stuff, the opportunity to do that in the terms and conditions kind of preclude that you're no longer owning the work anymore, because you've been hired in a way, even though you weren't paid up front, you were hired in a way to make that video, and you were trusted with these assets to work on the creative brief, which the creative brief concept and the derivatives of are kind of property of the brand, you know? Brands are afraid a little bit of control, you know? They're afraid of losing control of their brand messaging, and that's why it's kind of tricky for them to get into crowdsourcing, because they're not really sure that they can trust amateurs and semi-pros and like freelancers to really do a good job for their brand. And so they're kind of like worried, like, oh, well, what happens if it gets out on YouTube and it was a really terrible spot with some guy giving the FU, and then like, you know, whatever weird stuff that could happen. I mean, it never happens ever, but they're so worried that it might. So they want to have control of the ability to say, we own that, you have to take it off YouTube right now. Like, I don't care if it's going viral. It's coming down because it's our asset. We own that, you know. So it's a tricky thing, but we have a lot of share functionality on Poptent. We have, like, you can embed Poptent Player, you can share it with a link, you can tweet about it, whatever. At the end of the day, you know, the media itself, it's kind of super conceptual. Like, what is that actual media and who owns the message in the media? If you're interested in seeing what we do on the brand side, I encourage creators to look and see what we do, and that you can see more about that at poptentmedia.com.
MyLocationScout.com. List it, rent it, film it.
That's a wrap!